Okay, okay. Yep, I had to come back. I don't know what was going on. Unfortunately, with these Google Hangouts, every once in a while they will freeze up on you, and you have no choice but to log out and log back in. So that's what I had to do, unfortunately. So I'm going to give everybody just a few more minutes to come in. I had to log out and log all the way back in because the system got jammed up. I couldn't get the sounds to act correct, but that's the price, unfortunately, that comes with having Wi-Fi. So I apologize for the inconvenience that everybody had to re-log back in, but that's just how it goes when it comes to these Wi-Fi things. But as I was stating, it's very important that these women learn how to use the better judgment when they get in situations like this. Now, another thing is women have to be careful of is do not smoke and drink around men who you don't know. You meeting a guy at a club, you meeting a guy at a house party, you don't need to be smoking and drinking and you don't know the dude that's in your company. Because when you drink, sometimes drinking has a way of making you feel really relaxed and really comfortable. And especially when you smoke, especially when you like to do your blunts and little stuff like that, do not smoke and drink around men you don't know. Another thing is you don't need to accept drinks from men you don't know. You don't know what he put in that drink before he gave it to you. And this is another thing. Not only clubs, when you go to these men homes, when you go to a house on a date, which I really don't recommend, but some women do that. You go to a man's house, he invites you over to his crib, which I would recommend if y'all going to go on a date, you go somewhere like in a public place where you're around other people. When you go to his crib and it's just you and him, that man has full advantage to do whatever he wants because you're in his house. And the bad part about it is you're not going to be able, the chances of you being able to contest that is going to be to his advantage because he can say, well, she came over knowing what she wanted to do. She knew what we was going to do when we got here. She was down. She wanted to do the darn thing. So she's lying. And when you on his turf, how are you going to defend that? So you have to be very careful when you meet these guys at the club. You don't go to their crib. You don't know them like that. Don't go to their crib and don't invite them to your crib. You can't do that. To me, no man or no woman should get that comfortable going to each other's house or apartments until y'all at least been kicking it for a good couple of months. Even then it's pretty risky, but it's even riskier if y'all just met at the club. You don't invite somebody over to your house right away. You don't do that. Um, Again, that's just something you got to be careful of. It's a lot of women who will do that. They will meet a man at the club, invite a man to a club, invite a man to her house. I had a girlfriend of mine do that. I used to stay with her. We were roommates. And I remember she met this guy. She met him at the club that night. He drove us, he rode us in his vehicle to my friend's crib. And the next morning, she got up acting kind of strange. And I knew something wasn't right. So I asked her, so what happened? Because I noticed the guy wasn't there. The guy was gone and his car was gone. So she told me that when they was in her room, which that was not a bad idea. I don't understand women. If you know you really don't want it like that, don't invite a guy in your bedroom. What's up, Craig? Don't invite a guy in your bedroom. That's mixed signals. You don't bring a man in your bedroom. Talking about, oh, we was just gonna hang out. No, ain't no just gonna hang out. He thinking y'all gonna bang out. He ain't thinking y'all gonna hang out. He thinking y'all gonna bang it out. Don't invite a man in your bedroom and talking about y'all just gonna watch TV, y'all just chilling. Unless you really know he that kind of dude, he could be around y'all can chill like that, and he don't take the wrong, he don't take any wrong hints. What's up, Jeremy? Then that's fine. But you don't bring a man in your bedroom unless you plan on making something happen. You just don't do stuff like that. Don't give these men mixed signals. Okay? Because while you thinking you got him in your bedroom to chill, he think you got him there because you want something to go down. You don't bring him in your own personal bedroom. That's just not a smart thing to do. Your bedroom, exactly, is your privacy. You don't bring him in your bedroom. Um, Now another thing is, uh, Like I told y'all, not going to the club with irresponsible females. I told y'all about not walking in the parking lot alone. And not walking out the club alone to your car. It's not a good look. For anybody who's just coming in, I was on live a few minutes ago. I had to shut it down and restart. Since the situation with Jasmine Elan came out about the guy who raped her in the club, I'm not covering her story because there's too many loopholes. It doesn't sound right to me. I cannot defend her right now because I don't know the whole situation. And from what I'm hearing, it's not going too good for her. Her husband hasn't really come to her defense. Her brother didn't come to her defense. Then he tried to turn around and then change it and then come to her defense. It's just too many loopholes. So my thing is, until this whole thing boils out, I'm not giving an opinion on that. Because like I said, with women, we cannot side with other women just because she's a woman. You can't do it. You can't do it. I've seen women who have sided with other women to only look stupid. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, sisters. I know it's tempting. I know you want to go after this brother and really go in on him. You don't know how it all went down. You cannot go by one video. I need more evidence. I need to see what happened before that video took place. Okay? Because like I said, women could be malicious in their own way sometimes, especially when attention goes wrong. We do things to get a certain amount of attention, and then when it backfires and you don't get the attention you want, now you want to cry wolf. Exactly, I have done it, you are not alone. I have come to women's defenses and looked like a jackass. And I'm sympathizing with her because she's a woman. I'm thinking she's a woman, she's going to be honest. I mean, women, we are so quick to sympathize with each other. But you have to look at both sides of the story. You cannot fall up behind these women because they cry wolf. Because all of them, they're not going to tell you the whole story. They're just going to tell you the part that makes them look good. Okay? So this is the next thing. Like I told y'all, do not go to a man's place. Don't invite him to your place after meeting at the first time at the club. That's not wise. I mentioned to y'all earlier, but I'll repeat it again for everybody who's just coming in. So women aggressive, they will do whatever. Absolutely, Rep. Let me tell you something, Rep. I know you're not lying because a couple of years ago, me and my husband, we went to this club, right? I seen these two chicks on the dance floor. When I say they were acting like puppies who really needed attention, the dances that they were doing, Rep, all the twerking, all the popping it, all the dropping it. And I'm like, wow, y'all are really trying so hard to be noticed in this club. And there was a bunch of guys on the dance floor with them. And the guys were surrounding them like they was at the strip club. But what I noticed ironically is none of the guys was really checking for them like that. No matter how much popping and dropping they was doing, the guys, the men were looking at them and everything, but the guys wasn't really like, they wasn't really like making a big deal out of it, and I'm like, it just amazes me how far some women will go to get attention. And so you have to realize some women are strong attention seekers. They will get attention by any means necessary. If it means disrespecting themselves, if it means degrading themselves. Some women like attention, even if it ain't good attention. To some women, attention is just attention. They don't care if they get it good or bad. They just love to be noticed. Exactly. All that the sweat. Exactly. They was popping and doing all of this stuff, and I'm like, none of these guys is not going to ask y'all out for dinner. None of these men are not going to wife y'all. None of these men. You can just tell the guys was just not that interested. You know why? Because what has happened in society, y'all, women have become overly sexualized. The thought, the Instagram thoughts, the Facebook thoughts has ruined it for us. So men are so used to seeing T's and A's and tits and ass, you're not going to stand out but so much. I don't care how much, what all you do. I don't care how much plastic surgery you get. I don't care how long your weave is. It's so many women that are looking alike to where none of us are not really standing out. You know, anybody could go get big tits now. Anybody could go get a big ass now, get their ass pumped. Anybody could get, you know, long hair now. It's stuff that women had to get naturally back in the day. Anybody can get it now. And this is a disadvantage to us as women. So while you may naturally have your hair coming down your back, guess what? It's a sister who can buy that same long hair off of 53rd and Broxton Street. Okay? While you naturally was born with big breasts, it's a woman who can go pay for it. Okay? While you were naturally born with a big butt, it's a woman out there who can pay and get it. So none of us are standing out. The only thing that's going to make you shine as a woman these days, you got to have a good personality. That's what's going to set you apart from the rest. Not your physical assets. Not your assets. Because there's too many women that are doing the same thing. It's not your hair. It's not your body. It's not how well you dress. That's not going to draw you the type of man you want. What's going to get you the type of man you want these days, you're going to have a brain, and you're going to have to really have a good personality. Because that's all we have to work with now. Because guess what? The good thing about that, nobody could just buy personality. Nobody could just buy intelligence. Nobody can't buy that. You can't get intelligence in a can. Okay? You can't get personality as a buy one, get one free. You either have a personality, either have one, or your ass just don't have one. So if you want to be different, ladies, and stand above the rest, you got to contribute. You got to deliver something that other women can't deliver. You got to, because these days, men are just on a different level. I mean, you have a couple of simps out there, but you have more guys now that are looking for a woman that's sensible, who they can hold a real conversation with. You got more men now. They're looking for women that can hold an intellectual conversation, who they can vibe with conversation wise. Because what's happening is, as these men get older, they are putting the pieces together on what's really important. Exactly. So this is another thing that women have to be cautious of. Okay, now this is something women got to really, the tip I'm about to give y'all right now. A lot of y'all women, a lot of females, y'all be doing this mess. The tip that I'm about to give y'all definitely got to pay attention to this part, because there's too many of y'all that are doing it. It's too many women that will agree to participate in a sexual encounter thinking you're going to be the only one to receive and not have to return the favor. I've seen women do this, and they're putting themselves in really bad predicaments. My advice to the ladies out there, I advise you to don't start something that you might not want to finish. In other words, if you are unsure, you may meet a man that you really like, and you might want to get down with him like that because, you know, it's again, women, I guess y'all got y'all needs too, like these men got needs. And you may want to get down with him on that level, but you will be surprised that sometimes it's just certain things you might see when you're in the process of getting ready to take it there, and you realize, you know what, I don't think this is a good idea. In other words, don't start something that you know you're probably not going to finish. Don't make this man believe you are going to give him some. You down with giving it up. You down with giving him some assets. Don't sit up there and be down with it. You're letting him rub up on you. You letting him touch up on you. You letting him kiss you. You letting him put his tongue all in your mouth. When you invite men to feel you on that level, that gives him an over invitation to thinking, okay, she's down with it like I'm down with it. Some of you women will play the game, and when the game gets too deep, you want to pull out. Now, I understand when a woman say no, she means no, meaning that even if you are hot and bothered, and your soldier is standing at full attention, and your soldier is saluting, and she's butt ass naked. As a woman, you cannot take that chance and put yourself in that position because some of these men don't have no self-control. Okay, you got some men that even in the middle, you stop and say no. I mean, they're gonna have blue balls for a month, but they gonna stop because they thinking about their life, they thinking about their career, they things that are at stake. You have some men that will stop once you tell them to stop. Like, oh no, this ain't worth the jail time. She don't want it. She don't want to do it. That's it. Okay. Now I'm not gonna lie. He gonna be hurting. He gonna be suffering. That soldier still gonna be saluting when he leave that apartment, but he knows that his life is more important than his erection. So my thing is to you women, not all brothers think like that though. When you take it that far, and he's already roused up, he's already stirred up, his soldier is standing at attention, saluting, ready for the business. You there spread like an eagle. And now that is getting ready to happen. Y'all done did all this kissing, y'all done did all this heavy patting, y'all done did all this stuff. And you tell him no. Some guys are not going to comply with that. Some guys don't, you cannot place that teasing with some of these men out here because again, you dealing with some men and then you're dealing with some sexually demonic forces. So you don't want to entertain and take chances and go that far to only say, I don't want to do this again. You can't, I understand the Me Too movement has taught you that when you say no, a man is supposed to respect that and he is supposed to stop. In the that the thing, the truth of the matter is you cannot go by that. You can't. You can't. Because if a guy is aroused, and some of these men, if he's very sexually demonic, he's not going to have that type of control to comply with what you want. Don't play games like that. And then when you done got that far, now you want to pull out. My thing is, unless you're really, really sure that's something you want to do, your panties should not even come off your body. Period. Point blank. We don't have no class. And that's very true, Jeremy, and I agree with that. Don't play those, ladies, do not play those kind of games. You don't take it that far. You don't go to a man's house 2, 3 in the morning at night by yourself after the club. Let's say y'all didn't even go to the club. He invites you to his crib. What you think? What do you think he's looking for? He wants you to come over there 2 in the morning. What, to just eat Oreos with him? Exactly. I agree that. Uh-huh. Feel the same way on nigga house. I mean, that's ridiculous. Exactly. And I agree, my Cecile. What some of these women do is a lot of y'all try to be slick. And I know I'm going to call some of y'all out. Now, I'm not saying all women do this. If it does not apply, you don't have to reply. Some of you women, y'all be down, okay? Y'all be down with the action. But the thing is, y'all be down with it at the level y'all want to be down with it. Like, in other words, it's some women that will sit up there and make a man believe she's okay with doing a darn thing, but she's not telling him that, you know, her intent is to just get him to do her a sexual favor and get her off, and she's thinking she don't have to return the favor. You can't do stuff like that. I've seen women do it. I've seen women who just wanted to, you know, get the box 8 or whatever. And I hate to be graphic, but let's be frank. We have to discuss like this. And she thinking that she can manipulate this man and have him come to her house and hook her up. And after she done got herself released, she could kick him out and leave him with blue balls. You can't play and do stuff like that. If you're not willing to make it an even exchange, then you don't need to do stuff like that. One. Okay, yeah, I'm back. You cannot you can't play those kind of games. You can't take it that far. You don't go that far that you're in a man's bedroom, you undressed, you don't remove your panties, he don't remove his pants, and then you say, oh no, I don't want to do this. You just don't start something like that, because every man is not going to be receptive to that. If you meet a man that's sex crazed and you put him in that position and you turn him down after he done got all aroused and hot and heavy, he'll just take it from you. And I hate that it's like that. And I'm not saying I agree with the man doing that, but we have to be prepared for the reality of it. You know what I mean? Don't call me exactly. But she told me she lay naked in bed with dudes' ass, and she admitted that shit was cool. And exactly, raw L. That's just something you don't dangle a piece of raw meat in front of a pit bull and think he's not going to attack that piece of meat. You don't play with people's feelings like that. Don't, until you know for a fact you really want to do this with this particular man. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't go to his house. Don't get undressed. Don't think that you're going to use him to do something for you, and then once you done got off, you can kick him out your apartment. It don't work like that. Do not play those kind of games, ladies. If you're doing that, I suggest you to stop doing it before you cause yourself to get raped. You can't become so consumed with getting attention that you lose your common sense. For instance, do not let a man buy you a drink. Like I said earlier, thinking you getting over because a man is paying for your drink, because that actually gives him an opportunity to, slip a pill or put something in it. What other tips I have? If there are chances you may not feel like going all the way, don't start it. Do not start it. If you know that you really don't want to have sex with the person, you really don't want to do anything with them, don't start it. Don't put yourself in that situation, period. Realize that when some guys are drunk, they lose all their sensibilities. When some guys are high, when some guys are horny, they lose all their sensibilities for how to treat you, especially when you're on their turf. You're in their environment, you're in their space, you naked, you walking around here with thongs on and all this other stuff. You just don't do stuff like that. You taking chances with yourself. Um, and lastly, a few other little tips. Do not let this Me Too movement have you believe that as a woman you should not use your common sense and protect yourself. I know we have heard all of these stories about a woman should be able to dress the way she wants to dress. A woman should be able to act the way she wants to act without a man taking advantage of her. But the truth of the matter is, you have some ruthless men out here that if you overly advertise too much, they feel like you want somebody to answer their ad. So as women, I understand we've been taught I could dress how I want to dress, and a man should not bother me. A man should not disrespect me. I should be able to do that. But keep in mind, you can do that. But just remember, you dealing with sexual predators out there that's not going to look at it like, well, she's a grown ass woman. She should be able to dress the way she want to dress without me raping her or going after her or whatever. You should be able to have the room to do you still, I know you feel like you should have the room to do that, but the truth of the matter is you have some predators out here who really don't care, who really don't value women, who don't respect women. So be careful, ladies, with how you put yourself out there. Use your best judgment, use your common sense. Don't be picking these dudes up from the club and bringing them to your house knowing you got children there. Don't be going to their house knowing that once you get over there, you're on their turf. All bets are off. They can do what they want to do. So you have to be very careful. I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up because I'm getting all kind of calls. Hero says women have the right to be an accountable and exercise personal responsibility. Exactly. And that's really what I'm saying. That's what it boils down to, Hero. You already summed it up for me. We have to protect ourselves, ladies. We cannot expect the Me Too movement. You can't expect these brothers to respect you for the queen that you are and all this other. All of that goes out the door. All that goes out the door. You set the tone for how you get treated. You set the tone for how you make yourself a target in certain situations. If you want to dress sexy, that's fine, dress sexy. But there's a time and a place for it. It's okay to dress sexy if you're going to the club and you out with your girlfriends and stuff like that. But you just every day walking around with stuff up your ass and your butt cheek showing, and you in the hood walking around like that, knowing there's all type of sexual predators and molesters and stuff like that. You just have to be careful because you have a lot of dudes out there with sicknesses that they don't care. They have no remorse as to what measures they got to take to get it from you. You get what I'm saying? So just be very wise, lady. Use your common sense. I don't know what happened with this young lady. Hopefully she's telling the truth. This Jasmine Elin, who was drugged in the club and it went viral. I pray for her sake that if she was raped, that the system gives her justice. If this man intentionally raped her and knowing he didn't have her consent. Now, if she's lying to the system, if she's manipulating the system, I hope that the system, these detectives, these investigators that are on the case, I hope they look into it and they find out so this man's life is not ruined all because she was down with something, and all of a sudden now that she's not getting attention she thought she was going to get, and it's backfiring. Now she wants to cry wolf a call and cry rape. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not jumping on her defense. I'm not jumping on his defense. It's not enough evidence, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what all these bloggers say. All of these bloggers got all these theories as to what happened. And even though she seemed very disoriented, she did seem very lifeless. My thing is, uh I cannot draw a conclusion based on one video. I need to know what led up to that. Were they both drinking? Were they both getting high? Did they agree to hook up that night and get in? And when he got too rough, when it happened, now she wants to cry wolf. I don't know. I really don't know. Because some women want to give it up. They do. And when that brother is too rough with them, or he's too harsh with his dick delivery or whatever, sometimes it could feel like a rape, especially if he's being rough, and he's not taking his time. So it's all type of dynamics, we just have to be careful. But anyway, leave y'all comment after I log off. Tell me what y'all think about this situation, what y'all think about women who get in these situations. Guys, I want your opinion. What do you think makes these guys, not that I'm excusing them, because no man should ever can't use that a woman provoked him as an excuse for him to go and rape. But what do you think drives these men to rape these women? Or is it a sick ass thrill? Or some of these sisters teasing these men? I don't know, because I'm not a man. Only y'all can tell me. Y'all, I'm sure every man in this chat room been in a situation where a woman acted like she was down and acting like she wasn't down. I know it has happened to some of y'all guys in here. So, leave a comment. Let me know. For all of you who are just coming in, I had to do a part one because it's shut off, and this is a part two. I'm talking about women who put themselves in a situation and they compromise their safety and they want to cry wolf. The Jasmine Elin story. So if you're just coming in, when I log off, I will leave part one and I will leave part two. Part one, I had to shut it down because I was not getting any sounds. So I had to come back and do a part two. So make sure y'all check that out. Leave a comment. Again, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me, your girl, Lady Mocha, at Lady Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Y'all have a wonderful weekend and y'all take care. God bless.